This is Saturday Morning Mysteries.
And we're your hosts, Alexis and Grace.
Hello, and good morning, and welcome to Saturday Morning Mysteries, where we're your hosts. I'm Grace.
And I'm Alexis.
And we are back for now our officially final, for now, Totally Spies episode. Again, we extended this arc a little bit because next week we're going to be getting into spooky season arc, which is where we just do any show we want as long as it's Halloween themed, horror themed, whatever connection to Halloween-y things we're allowed to do.
No rules. We make the rules. We break the rules.
Yep. We are the rules.
We are the rules.
Bam. And Alexis will be giving us our last Totally Spies story. She's still reeling from last week. She's still mad at the writers, but she decided to come back. She didn't abandon us.
I thought about it during our little break there.
She really did. She was over it forever now.
I could just leave my apartment and Grace would never know.
She'd be sitting on Zoom for hours.
Not like texting or calling, turn my phone off.
Her location services off, everything. No one ever hears from you again. Family, friends, no one.
And if that happens, you can blame Totally Spies. I'm saying it right here, right now.
Episode is your origin story, villain origin story.
I track down the writers, using only the money in my pocket, stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah. A worldwide goose chase here. I guess you go to France. It's a French show, so
yeah, I could speak a little bit to them. They would kind of laugh at me for my accent, but I
that would just fuel your fire.
Hitchhike,
just make you angrier. And then they laughed at me. Well, Sacre Bleu. Until then, until you're off on your revenge quest.
I'll start it after this episode.
Yeah, great. Yeah. To wait an hour 15, then hit the road.
Then I got my shoes packed. We're ready to go. All right. So yes, for this last episode, for now, of our Totally Spies arc, we're going to move on up to season 3, episode 9, an episode called The Incredible Bulk.
God, of course you picked this one.
Of course. And let me say before I talk about it, because it's so funny that you mentioned it in your last episode, the way you usually pick episodes is go to Wikipedia, read the 1 to 2 sentence little synopsis of each episode and look for the buzzwords that make you feel something. So I did that at first, and I'm not sure how closely you were looking at our episode tracker. I did that initially, and I came up with an episode to do. And then I watched it and I was like, nah, this episode's stupid. It's going to be really hard actually to write about. So then instead I just kind of started scrolling through the pictures, the thumbnails on YouTube. And I saw the thumbnail for this and I was based on just the thumbnail alone, boom, I'm doing this one. Didn't even read the synopsis, nothing. Good. I was like, that's it. Because literally, well, I won't even say what the thumbnail is because it'll give some stuff away. But by the end of the episode, I'll say what it was that made me want to do this. And of course, then, seeing that it's called The Incredible Bulk, me being a comic book lover, could not shy away from something that clearly is a pun on The Incredible Hulk.
Yep.
So this episode, it begins early in the morning at a gym on a beach in Cabo San Lucas in Mexico.
Okay.
And this is an outdoor kind of gym. It's got a cabana covering it, but it's open air, pretty nice. And we see this super ripped and jacked dude who is doing some bench presses at this gym, but he's kind of struggling. He's trying to finish up his set and he's really, really pushing to try to get those last few reps in. And so after he finishes, he takes a quick water break and he goes to his gym bag and grabs out this chocolate energy / protein bar. And he takes a quick bite. And suddenly, right after taking the bite, he's overcome with this sort of adrenaline and we see his muscles just immediately start to grow and expand to the point where his shirt just rips off just from him like flexing his arms and his abs and like his chest.
Perhaps.
Perhaps one would say he hulks out. Yes.
Trademark.
Or
TM.
he
Copyright.
yeah. Come after us, Disney. No, please don't, actually. And so, yes, he hulks out. He hops back on the bench, adds even more weight to the bench press, and then just starts pumping this iron with ease. So you could say he hulks out, or perhaps he roids out, whichever, however you want to.
Yeah, maybe like a little bit of speed in there, too.
A little bit of all of them.
Energy.
A little bit of column A, B, and C going on here. So we then head over to Beverly Hills, where we see our three heroes or anti-heroes, depending on how these episodes go. Exactly. We've got Sam, Alex, and Clover. They're walking to a new gym that has just opened up in their neighborhood or in their town. And Clover is like totally embarrassed because she sees walking as a peon's activity. She's like, oh my God, we live in Beverly Hills. People are going to laugh at us for walking.
Oh my God. This is why climate change is happening.
Exactly. Hop in your car. Each one of them, all three of them get in their missile. They're like uranium powered missile to like go to the frickin' gym that's 2 blocks away from their house. Yeah, nice. But no, Alex, who we have said before, is, you know, she's she's the compassionate one of the group. She's like, no, it's good to get some exercise, get some fresh air. It makes no sense to drive to the gym, so we might as well just walk. It's not far. And so the girls walk in the gym, and Sam and Clover are mesmerized by all of this like state-of-the-art equipment, all these cool, like, you know, different like gym equipment that's in there that they've never seen before. And Alex, on the other hand, she's mesmerized by this super hunky trainer who's working out nearby.
Of course.
And this guy, of course, this guy is huge, like muscle wise, that is, obviously. Like, he towers over all of the girls. He's got just these massive biceps, and he's got long black hair that's just pulled back into a ponytail. And the girls are all looking at him and they're like, oh my God, yeah, he is cute. But they notice that he's totally checking out Alex. So
how old does he seem?
Older than 18.
Great. Got it. Yeah. Classic. Of course.
Great. Classic Totally Spies. Yep.
Totally
in the red zone here, in the red area.
Okay. Got it.
So though Clover, who is usually the boy crazy one, she's like, oh my God, no, Alex, he's totally checking you out. Like, go for it. Like, he's super cute. Go on, girl. Like, okay, good friend, but also illegal activity here.
The friend should be like, ew, gross, don't look at it.
Exactly. Ew, gross, stop looking at her too. Fucking weird. So when Alex sees that this guy is checking her out, she straight up faints. Like, she just passes out. Like, oh my God, overcome with emotion and affection. And when she finally comes to, the dude who introduces himself as Raymond, he's just like standing over her, holding her, like, are you okay? Like, you must have worked out so hard. Like, oh my God, let me give you some water. And Sam and Clover are just like kind of standing behind him, looking at Alex like, there you go. And so after that, Alex is like, oh my God, thank you so much. And Raymond, he offers to help her with some of the equipment around the gym, since he is like a trainer and like a professional or whatever, and also out of her age range. But anyway.
Wait, also, I'm so sorry. I'm just like now picturing that you said he's a trainer, that he just like wants to get them as clients. Yeah. So he's going to like invoice Alex afterwards.
Yeah.
And they thought it was flirting, but he's just like, they seem rich.
Just good sales tactics.
Yeah, he's just a salesman. Go on.
Who among us hasn't mixed up a good sales pitch with flirting?
Alex sure does.
Alex does.
They all do.
So, cue a montage of these two working out together. Right, like using all this different equipment around the gym, aka we just see Alex, who, look, all three of these girls are professional spies. We've seen them do some crazy shit. Like, they obviously are all pretty strong, have great cardio, are in very good shape. And again, kind of piggybacking off of your episode last week where like they're on the track team, like totally would not be fair. But we see Alex struggling actually with all this equipment, like a good damsel in distress, I suppose. I think she's faking it. She's pretending.
Yeah, that's what I would think too.
They're practically professional athletes being professional spies. But nonetheless, we see Raymond like spotting her while she's doing weights and just like continuously like staring at her with his twinkling green googly eyes.
Oh, gosh.
And every time Alex looks up at him, she just blushes like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, my back. Ow, ow. The weights broke my back.
Too much weight. Spot me.
But at the end of the session, I guess right before Raymond is able to hand over the invoice, Clover and Sam, we see them just like totally exhausted and pooped. Like, oh my God, this is the hardest workout we've ever done. We're so ready to just like hit the showers and go home. But they try to get Alex and she's like reluctant to leave, saying that like, well, no, Raymond is still teaching me all this cool stuff. Like I can't leave quite yet. But Sam, being the good teenage girlfriend she is, reminds her that they still have homework to do. And again, that Raymond is definitely over 18. And then Alex is like, okay, yeah, you're right. I guess we can go. And so she says goodbye to Raymond and tells him that she hopes to see him again soon. But right before they leave, he does not actually give her an invoice. He instead invites Alex to watch him in a bodybuilding competition at the gym later that night.
So he's trying to be influencer.
Exactly. Yeah, a little bit of both, right? He's like, I got to have two jobs. This training life doesn't quite pay the bills.
Yeah, I got to seem like I got fans.
Exactly.
That's what I have to say so it's not less creepy.
Right. And so Alex obviously accepts, and she like halfway faints as the girls are like dragging her into the locker room. Like, girl, get it together. Get it together. But Sam and Clover, they like really want all the like hot goss about this. Like they're like, oh my God, Alex, tell us everything about Raymond. Tell us everything about your new boyfriend. Like, how is he? What's he like? And Alex is like getting ready to go on and on about how awesome and amazing and cool this guy is. But of course, just as she starts to tell them, the bench they're sitting on like tilts over and a locker opens up and the girls just slide right on down into Jerry's office from there. Whoop is everywhere,
including the women's locker room. Perfect. Great.
Yes. In this brand new gym that literally just opened. Normal.
They're fast.
They are. Whoop actually built the gym. But,
yeah, probably.
I mean, it's just another Jerry
tactic. Headquarters. Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't always get to the agency. Sometimes they just got to work out a couple blocks away.
Exactly.
Of course.
So when they get into Jerry's office, he is obviously not at all interested in hearing about Alex's new boyfriend, and he just immediately jumps into briefing the girls on their next mission. And so he tells the girls that there have been reports coming in of a disturbance on the beach in Cabo San Lucas at an outdoor gym where it appears that some kind of monster is terrorizing the area.
Oh, okay.
And Jerry says that the descriptions of this monster are vague. And so he's not really sure what exactly the girls will be up against. So he's just kind of like, I'm just going to give you like all the gadgets we can think of because smart. Like, I don't know what you're going to need. So like take everything. Okay. So he does kind of walk them through though. They have their usual gear, which are like the jetpacks and the compact thingies and, like their binocular sunglasses. I think you talked about last week, all the normal stuff. But in addition, he gives them what are called oxygen enhanced gum. So you chew it and it just reserves oxygen, I guess, in your body so you can breathe. Honing. Sure. Cool. Don't question the science. It's nope. They're light years ahead of what any intelligence agency in America could do. Tech. Yes. They've also got the honing beacon Band-Aids. They've got super sticky lip gloss and a new creation from the lab that Jerry seems very proud of, the electroshock powder puffs.
Oh.
So, okay, shit could get dangerous. It sounds like, but yeah, that's what they're used to.
Yeah, true.
So The girls pile onto the Whoop jet as Jerry like sends them off and wishes them luck. He's like, good luck. So like, again, the way he says it, I'm like, oh, Jerry, you're up to
Jerry
something
knows.
again here, aren't you?
Yeah, Jerry's just
Aren't
like,
you?
good luck, you'll need it. What? Bye.
What? Bye. Dude presses the button. They like get ejected out.
Yep.
I didn't say anything.
I said, good luck,
So
break a leg. Bye.
and break a leg, like figuratively. Which,
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a reference to actually later in the episode
Oh,
too. Which is kind
no.
of funny that you said that. But
Okay.
anyways, so as the girls are approaching the beach in Cabo San Lucas, they just like dive out of the jet, and then they, you know, turn on their jetpacks, and they're just kind of like flying over the beach for a little bit, doing some like aerial reconnaissance, just trying to see like what's going on, because at first everything seems pretty normal, like people just sunbathing and out, you know, playing volleyball or whatever, sand volleyball, and nice waves coming in that Clover's jealous she can't like surf on at the minute. She's like, dang, like why we got to be up here? Everything looks normal down there. But then they get closer to where that gym is, and they see the dude from before just like hulking around, grunting, yelling, turning over equipment, throwing dumbbells and weights just left and right, tearing the whole place up.
Oh, okay.
And the girls are like, okay, I think that's the monster that Jer Bear was talking about. Let's go see what's going on.
Yes, that makes sense.
So they zoom down to stop him, but he just starts throwing literally everything at them, like chairs, benches, the fucking like smoothie machine and snack machine. Like at one point they're chasing him around, and he gets further down onto the beach and just throws an entire lifeguard tower at them.
Okay.
So hopefully no one's drowning because the lifeguard is no longer on duty. The lifeguard gets like yeeted into the water. He's now the one drowning.
He's saving. No one's gonna save him.
No one can save me. I'm the one who's supposed to save me. But yeah, so this dude, this Hulk guy, is just throwing anything else that he can grab at these spies. And so eventually Clover grabs this large parasol from one of the beach, you know, like tables or whatever. She just opens it up and charges the Hulk dude, and like perhaps stabbing him with the tip of it, because she like pins him into a wall. Okay. So I'm like, oh shit, that seems like it could have been very violent.
I mean, Clover usually is the most violent one.
She is. She's the wild card, like you said, I think in our first episode. She's like, I don't mind bloodshed because I've got the red suit.
Red. She's like, oh boy, crazy. No, I'm just crazy.
I'm just crazy. I'm crazy, and yeah, I kill boys, but like whatever.
Yeah, break their hearts, rip out their hearts. What's the difference?
Break their hearts, break their spines. She can do it all. But so while Clover like has her arms outstretched, trying to like keep him pinned down with this massive umbrella, this dude is able to like legit bite her arm. Like he just grabs it. Yeah, heard me. He just gnaws all on her arm, like saliva dripping out, damn near looks rabid or something.
He's got rabies.
Like, Jim rabies. Yeah. And he just like leaves this massive like pool of drool and spit all over her arm. But I guess the spy suits are protective enough to like keep him from breaking any skin, because she's not like shrieking in pain. She's like shrieking in grossness from the spit and saliva being all over her. And so, yeah, she like backs away from him to be like, oh my God, ew, get the fuck off of me. Don't bite me. Gross. I think she actually does say like, ew, gross. It's gym cuties or something like that. This dude, he's able to like run away and just like in total Hulk fashion, just like clean jump from the ground onto the roof of like this cabana, and then just like hop from roof to roof until he's just like out of sight.
Oh my God, how did break
for it?
Spies not get sued by Disney?
He's not green.
That's it.
And I think he has a shirt on, so there's enough creative liberties here.
Yep.
So Sam sends a sample of the saliva. That is a freaking tongue twister.
Sam sends a sample of the
saliva.
Impressive.
Back to Jerry. And the girls pretty much like at that point, they're like, well, I guess we'll leave. Like, the,
Bye.
the
Good
guy
luck
we
with the
came
monster
here to
still on the loose.
investigate, like, he's gone. We didn't put a
Yeah.
tracker on him. So,
Yeah.
Jerry, let us know what that saliva says, and
Okay,
we'll get back on
bye.
the case later.
Mm-hmm.
And this pleases Alex because she's like, oh, thank God, now we have enough time to make it back to Beverly Hills for Raymond's competition. Like, perfect. That Hulk guy, and if he does something bad again later, it'll be on the news again. We'll be
They'll
able to
call
track him
us.
down that way. They'll call us exactly. For now, let's head back to Beverly Hills. So they go, and Sam and Clover are being supportive friends. They drive Alex over there, and they're gonna like hang out with her at this competition. And so they pull up to the gym, and they walk in and they see like just dozens of these like shredded men and women just like stretching and doing warm-ups for this big show, just obviously all in like women in bikinis, men in just like
Yeah.
swim trunks or whatever, all just like flexing and just showing off.
Uh-huh.
And this is like a massive event. Like there is a
Oh,
huge crowd there. Everyone's cheering and hollering. There's like a DJ who's like bumping music,
damn. Okay.
cameras everywhere, like people trying to do interviews. This is like literally Mr. Olympia in Beverly Hills,
Damn.
like, or
Okay.
Mr. Universe. It's
Let's see.
crazy.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's about to show up and be the
Put a
judge.
pin in that.
What?
Put a pin in
I'm
that.
running for governor.
There is clear Arnold Schwarzenegger references later in this episode. I even had to
Yeah.
real quick scan his Wikipedia page to make sure I remembered something about him before we started recording.
Yes. Okay.
Hold that pin down.
Iconic. Great.
So Alex makes a beeline, like pushing through all these crowd members straight to Raymond. And Raymond, he's just like sitting by himself, kind of like on a weight machine, like just, looking around, like, oh, I hope Alex comes. Where is she? Like I imagine he would be that kind of like I don't want to say like a hipster, but like the just like the
Hipster of
loner. Yeah,
bodybuilding.
exactly. He just like sits by himself listening to music and just like vibing out while everyone else is like, oh yeah,
Look
like
how
getting
big I
ready and
am.
stuff.
And
Yeah.
he's like,
He's
look
like,
at
oh, I know I'm good. I'll just like get in my mental
me.
state. It's all good.
Alex likes the sensitive ones for sure.
She does. She does. And this is like kind of random, but like connecting to your episode last week, she's like, I will never fall for that shit again, where it's just someone in a mask. I want to see them
Want
do the
someone
thing I'm
real.
impressed about. What's real? Let me really see your muscles and really see you lifting weights. She's like, I know now.
Prove
I
it.
know. This guy, he's the real
Bodybuilder,
deal.
200 pounds,
Boom.
go.
Exactly. There's no nerd underneath that.
I can tell. Nerds are weak
They're
always.
weak, always, yes. And he doesn't even have glasses. He can see perfectly. So anyway, Raymond, he's really happy to see that Alex could make it and that she came to support him. And as he's sitting there, kind of like just, getting in his mental space for the competition, he's eating a chocolate energy /
Oh.
protein bar.
Alex is
The
about to get her
same
heart
one.
broken all over again.
A lot of things are about to get broken.
Okay.
And yes, as you noted, the same sort of protein bar that the Hulk dude from before was eating before he roided or hulked out. And Raymond tells Alex that he got a bunch of these bars for free in the mail and offers one to her. Like, oh, they're really good. You want to
Oh
try
no.
one?
Okay.
And Alex is like, oh, no, I'm good. Like, maybe later. I'm not hungry. She's trying to watch her physique and stuff, trying to impress him, So he's like, okay, cool. Well, like, I got to get to stage. So, wish me luck. And then she's like, break a leg, Raymond.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
Lots of things are about to get
Get
broken.
broken.
And so the crowd, again, they're like cheering and hollering. Like, I don't know, he must be known for this stuff. Like, he must be pretty famous, a well-known bodybuilder. Because everyone, as soon as he takes the stage, is hollering. The music turns up even louder. Cameras flash even more rapidly. Like I said, it's a massive event going on here. And the guys on stage, they're all working their poses as the cameras are going and the crowd's screaming. But shortly after Raymond like strikes just a couple of poses, like literally maybe like 15 seconds, 10 seconds on stage, he starts to just like seize up, like, oh, what's wrong with me?
Oh.
And just like the Hawk dude from earlier, his muscles immediately grow and he just immediately becomes violent. And he starts throwing the other competitors off of the stage.
Oh no.
Their bodies are broken.
All of those legs are broken.
Like he is like grabbing them by the legs and just like tossing them off, pushing them off into the audience, into
Oh
the
no.
crowd, and
Those
like
people that they're
yelling and
falling
grunting.
on are also
Oh,
broken.
they're also broken. Super.
Dead.
Like these guys are way bigger than the average human. And having that thrown at you at the velocity that a hulked out like bodybuilder,
Yeah, you dead.
you're done. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. And Alex at this point is shooketh. She's like, "Oh my God, how Raymond, what are you doing? What's happening? What's
Another
wrong?"
betrayal. When I see their true colors, they're always different.
It's not a mask this time. It's just steroids. It's on roids the whole time. I should have
Different
known.
type of mask.
And so the girls, they immediately just like jump into action, try to subdue this monster. They don't really care about the people who are just yeeted into the audience or like any of these other bodybuilders are like, we just got to stop Raymond. Like he's out of his mind. And Raymond, he just easily like fights the girls off. Obviously, again, he's like Hulk status. But also, admittedly, they're not trying to harm Alex's new boo because Alex is like, oh my God, I don't want to hit him. Like, I don't want to hurt him. Like, he's so nice.
Girl, is he?
He's so nice as he like backhands someone and they go flying through the
Girl,
gym.
you're gonna be visiting him in jail.
Yeah.
That's it.
And so since like they don't want to hurt him, the dude's able to get away and he just like legit bursts right through the wall of the gym and just runs out. Like,
great.
All right,
good
so
job,
now
girls.
they're 0 for 2 today on
and
stopping
two
these
just on the loose.
Just on the loose, on the run. And so the girls are perplexed. They're like, damn, yeah, how do we let 2 of these monster men get away? Like, we must be getting a little rusty. So this is not a good look. Like, one was okay, but now we got some catching up to do.
Yeah, it's not going well.
But Alex was using her mind. She was thinking ahead when they were fighting this guy off. She said that she slapped one of those Band-Aid honing beacons on Raymond, which is essentially a tracking device that's just shaped like a Band-Aid. And she was able to slap one on his back right before he ran away.
Good.
She admits so, like, mostly because she didn't want to let a potential boyfriend get away.
Oh my God.
Not because they need to follow him before he causes more danger, but because she's like, no, like I need to know where he is so that like
at all times
this can still work, you guys. Okay, this can still work out.
I was gonna make sure he's not cheating on me. Okay,
exactly.
That's my concern.
And it's clear that is her first concern.
Oh my God.
Before following Raymond, like the girls are like, okay, well, let's like call Jerry real quick and see, like let him know what's going on. Like they're still just at the gym.
The second he breaks through the wall, keep going.
You can
after
do
him.
both. Exactly. You can do both. He's definitely leaving a trail of like wreckage in his path. Knocked over trees and cars and bodies and shit. Like you can just walk that trail while you're kind of calling Jerry at least. Like keep it moving. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
But no, they stay back in the gym. They call Jerry, update him on the situation. And Jerry, in addition, tells the girls that he's finished analyzing the saliva that was on Clover's arm from the dude in Cabo and says that the DNA matches a man named Robert Beefcake.
Bobby Beefcake.
Bobby Beefcake. Bobby Beefcake, a famous Cabo bodybuilder. Bobby Beefcake, Cabo bodybuilders. The Cabo bodybuilder. And then Jerry adds on that he found traces of chocolate mega mass gainer substance in the saliva. And Alex is like, wait, chocolate. Raymond was eating a chocolate exercise bar just before he hulked out. They don't say hulked out, obviously. That would get them a lawsuit.
Yeah, real quick.
And they can't say roided out either because it's a children's show.
Yeah.
So yeah, whatever.
Freaked out.
I think she said like freaked out or like, yeah, went crazy, something like that. And so the girls, they kind of like look around the wreckage in the gym for a moment, and then they see the wrapper from the energy bar that Raymond was eating before, and they pick it up And they notice, Clover in particular, notices that a man named Ulrich Wernstein is on the wrapper.
Sounds like a nerd.
Sounds like a nerd, yes. Or does it sound like an Austrian bodybuilder?
Oh, no. I forgot.
Jerry runs a search on this guy in the Whoop database, and he's like, there is no criminal record, but it looks like this man was Mr. Planet in 1977, but he appears to have dropped out of the competition years ago and hasn't been heard from since.
Okay.
So I would just like to say that, yes, Ulrich Wernstein is clearly, at least like symbolically, a direct play on Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, Mr. Planet, Mr.
Planet
World.
is supposed to be like Mr. Universe or like Mr. Olympia, something like that. And I did double check to look it up. Like, was Arnold Schwarzenegger Mr. Olympia or Mr. World in 1977? Alas, he was not, but he was. He got second place in Mr. Universe, Mr. Universe in 1969, and then first place 1970 through 75.
Oh shit!
So like 5 years in a row, and then like 2 more years, like in the late 70s, like 79 and like 80 or something.
Wow! So yeah, they were like
the big bodybuilder from Austria of the 70s.
Of the 70s. Yep,
like straight up him. And yes, this guy is Austrian.
Oh my God.
As Jerry reads through the Whoop file some more. And so at that point, Alex pulls out her compact. She turns on the tracking device that was on Raymond. She hadn't even turned this thing on yet. She was like, I mean, it's on there for when I need it.
But like,
I can turn it off though. Like I'm not that kind of helicopter girlfriend. Like I turn the tracker on and off. Exactly. You see, we have boundaries. We have
good communication. Yeah, I know he just grunted as he murdered people. It's about communication.
He could have just murdered them. He was grunting to say he's sorry about murdering them. Okay.
It was a cry for help.
Yeah.
I'm here to answer
it. So Alex, she turns on this tracking device and she's like, you know what, you guys, I bet that Raymond is going to lead us directly to Wernstein, aka Ulrich, aka Arnold.
Just call him Arnold.
You might just call him Arnold.
Yeah,
because
way easier.
Ulrich is really hard to say.
It's a hard name.
And so the girls, again, they hop onto the Whoop jet, and they follow Raymond's tracker to none other than the Austrian Alps. I swear to God, they've gone to the Alps in every episode that I've done just about.
Also, how did he get there? How did Raymond get there? He just jumped.
The Hulk can jump long distances, man. He just hopped his way right on over.
Okay.
That's how long they were in the gym. I told you, they're not in a rush. They're just
Alex was
chilling.
Like, I broke a couple nails. I need to redo them. So when I see him, I look good.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case.
I got to change outfits. I got to do my hair. Let me touch up my makeup just a little bit. Like we're going to get him back to normal. And when we do, I want him to see me for me.
See me for me. So let's go to the salon real quick.
Do some makeup. So yeah, they're in the jet. They make their way to the Austrian Alps and they trace his signal to a massive mansion. Just this massive, huge mansion on top of a mountain. This thing looks like the Overlook Hotel type shit, like from The Shining, just huge. Literally on a mountaintop.
Okay.
And the girls, they scan this mansion, like looking through all the security protocol and everything. They're looking for a way to get in, but they notice that there is a very high-tech security system. There's like lasers around the entire fucking building.
Okay.
And there are like at every access point, there's like guards with these vicious guard dogs. Like you just see the guards like trying to hold the dogs like to demonstrate and exemplify exactly how vicious these dogs are.
Okay.
And how well like secured this house, this mansion is.
Okay.
And so they keep kind of like flying over. And they notice that there's a fountain pool on the property, kind of like towards the back. And for whatever reason, they decide that that's the best way in because I don't know. They just know. I guess maybe they can like also get x-rays of it and see that it's attached to like an underground cave or something like that.
Pipes they can fit in through.
Sure. Yeah. They know. They're spies. We're not the experts. They are. So just trust them when they do this. Exactly.
Yep. We're not
the spies.
Spies.
So
dot.
could not speak from experience whatsoever in what they're about to do.
X-ray into a bunch of caves, a whole tunnel of caves underneath that then have pipes like going straight up, and with a certain velocity of me skydiving in, I could just shoot right in. What? No.
What? No clue. Have no
That's
idea.
weird.
Have no idea the kind of propulsion that would be needed to do such a thing. So, anyways, the girls, they all pop their enhanced oxygen gum in. They dive right out of the plane directly into this fountain pool, and they make their way in. So, yeah, the gum is pretty much a way for them to, like I said before, hold their breath longer or like breathe kind of underwater without needing the up waddies, like the scuba suits or whatever. And so the pool, as we said before, obviously, how I don't know how, but somehow leads them to an underwater cave system at the top of this mountain that connects to an indoor pool in the mansion.
Oh,
so it's almost like this insane. Who among us
doesn't have that?
Who doesn't have this?
Oh, what, your apartment doesn't have that? In the back room there?
I'm working on it. It's my bathtub.
I've just been digging into the neighbor's apartment below you.
This is why I'm getting so many complaints. Like bursting all the pipes and shit on like my entire section of the apartment complex.
Trying to reconnect to the pipes.
It's like a weekly thing. They're always coming by to feel like, oh, Alexis is at it again.
God,
Here she
damn
goes. Damn it. Why have we not evicted her yet? I don't know. She pays her rent on time, whatever.
Yeah, that's the least we can ask for.
Yeah. So yes, this underwater cave, whatever, leads directly to an indoor pool in Arnold's mansion. And when they emerge from this pool, they find themselves in this just super ornate, very fancy workout room inside of the mansion. I'm talking like this room's got marble pillars. There's like this very lavish carpet. You've got bronze statues of posing bodybuilders like all around, like lining the walls.
I feel like this is Arnold Schwarzenegger's actual house.
Probably. I mean, like, hey, if you're gonna lift, you might as well do it like a king, right? I guess. And then to top it all off and to kind of let the viewer know like the mindset or like the state of mind of Ulrich or Arnold, this guy's got like these massive self-portraits of himself just like all over the place. So yeah, this dude, he seems very stable and humble and not at all out of his mind.
And not at all like he's going to run for governor of a U.S. state. Humble.
No, he's like, I must move to America so I can be a governor one day.
I am so humble.
And so the girls, they then kind of like look around after seeing all this stuff and being like, wow, this guy's fucking full of himself. That's insane. And they see massive glass tanks inside of this workout room, which are holding the hulked out hostages like Raymond and Bobby Beefcake, as we've now renamed him, Bobby B. But they're also way bigger. It's terrifying, and but Bobby B is in the house. Yes,
Bobby B is in the house.
They have grown even more. Yeah, go for it.
No, so I guess are they? So they've grown more. Are they just like floating in the tanks as if they're suspended, or is it like a pool that they're in? Like,
there's not even water. It's by tank, I mean more like a
glass house,
like a glass, or like a terrarium. It's like what you would put like was that the right word? I don't know.
So funny because they're like terrariums I picture for like bugs,
plants.
Plants.
Oh yeah, bugs. Yeah, it's kind of like that though. I mean, it's not like a fish tank. I mean, it's a fish tank without the water.
Okay.
Yeah,
got it.
So yeah, they're just sitting in there. It's almost like a gerbil. Oh, God.
Of course.
I just got so excited. Like gerbil. Oh, that's embarrassing. I love them. I should get a pet gerbil. Just this newfound love of mine.
You'd be a mascot.
It'd be so cute. Anyway, so
what is it? A
habit trail. Yeah, a habit trail. Yeah, I feel like you see like little wheels in the background, but I might just be making that up in my mind now because I want to imagine that these are massive gerbils.
You absolutely need to get a gerbil.
I do. Anyways, so I'm going to the pet store after this, like to get something else. Watch me come home with a fucking gerbil.
It's so
You'll
funny.
find out in a couple of weeks now.
True.
So yes, but we see Robert, Bobby Beefcake, and Raymond just inside these tanks. They've gotten even more muscular.
Okay.
And they're just like frantically downing these chocolate protein bars, just one after another after another. I think that's why I'm kind of like thinking of it as a gerbil cage now, because it's almost like the little water bottles that you just keep sucking the water out of. They're just like frantically eating these protein bars. And so the girls walk up to Raymond's tank and they're like looking at him like, how the fuck do we get you out of there? Like, you look like you're about to explode, dude. You're just getting bigger and bigger with every bite you take. But as they're standing there, the floor beneath them begins to move and exposes like a treadmill system that's built in right underneath them.
Oh.
And so the girls like start by like power walking, like, what the fuck is happening? And it gets faster and faster and faster until they're just like sprinting on this thing. And until the speed of it is way too much for them. And they're to the point where they're just like thrown back into these exercise machines that are like all lined up on the wall behind them. And the exercise machines just immediately like strap them down and trap them in. Should be fucking terrifying and would probably hurt quite a bit.
Yes, it's weighted everything. Cool.
Yeah. And so right after they're strapped down, a wall in the room slowly opens up and we just see Ulrich, aka Arnold, walk out in this like very long white robe with obviously no shirt on underneath, just like exposing his like pecs and his abs. And the robe, though, has like black feathers around the collar and the cuffs.
He's fab.
He's fabulous. He is fabulous. But he is also like super Aryan looking, like very, very blonde hair, like slicked back, very thick blonde eyebrows and a thick blonde mustache that like curls up like almost the old classic like French weightlifter type shit.
But they're mixing their references here a little bit.
They're trying to... He's a worldly guy. He traveled all over the world for these bodybuilding
He is Mr. World, Mr. Universe.
He is, exactly. And obviously, so he's this tall bodybuilder's physique and everything. And he says to the girls in his thick Austrian accent that I will try to do, but honestly is just like German pretty much. Like, hello, intruders.
Get to the chopper.
He's like smiling. Hello, intruders. Welcome to my workout torture room. I don't think he actually says that, but like that's the vibe he's giving.
Okay, so he is friendly right now.
He's very friendly, yes. And obviously the girls were not stealthy enough in entering the mansion because he like knew they were there. And as they noticed before, he clearly has a hardcore security system they spotted and still were like, okay, well, we're going in anyway. We got it. Still, we're spies. And so Alex is like, what have you done to these guys? Like, they look insane. They're about to like burst out of these tanks. And Ulrich, aka Arnold, gives us his villain monologue.
Yes.
There's like a whole paragraph, so bear with me. After years of bodybuilding obscurity, I'm making my comeback.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Making my comeback.
I am back. I'm coming back. And to make sure I win, I'm eliminating my competition.
Oh.
It's so that you can actually understand what he's saying. I'll say the rest. Regular Alexis voice. So he says that he sent out free samples of his protein bars to all of the top bodybuilders around the world. Oh. And after they eat one, they won't be able to stop until they've exploded. So they are like addictive. They have crack and steroids in them.
My God.
And chocolate. So this is just a triple whammy. This is my drug of choice. Which I guess chocolate derived from the same plant as cocaine. So it's he just upped that dosage a bit.
Damn.
And so then he says that he wants to make the girls try some as well.
Uh-oh.
And he
Okay.
pulls a lever that opens another wall in the room. This dude is rich. How many
Sir.
secret wall passageways do you have? How many does one villain need to have in one house? I
The limit
ask.
does
How
not
many?
exist for him.
He's like, oh, I have many more. These are just the two you will see.
Would you like a tour?
It's out of the wall rushes, yet another sign of his riches, a robot with like
What?
multiple hands. Yeah, holding all these bars. It's got like four arms or whatever.
Is
And
it
it's like,
perhaps a Terminator?
oh, actually, it does kind of look like the old style before they were able to like get them in human model.
See?
This shit definitely terminated some
Just saying.
rebels during the resistance.
He was like, but it was too hard, so I went with the candy bar.
So instead, I went back to a life of bodybuilding. The best way to take down the resistance, addict them to candy bars.
Cocaine
Then
and
they're too
chocolate.
out of shape. They'll either explode or be too out of shape to fight.
Either way, I win.
And so this robot, it like stops right in front of the girls, getting ready to force feed them these bars.
Scary.
And Ulrich is like, no, if you'll excuse me, I need to check in on the latest batch of protein bars. They're going to be a huge hit. Get it? Huge. And like laughing at himself. So again, he seems stable and humble.
Fine.
He's doing fine, I think.
He's taking rejection great from the bodybuilding world.
I don't think he's at all isolated and lonely up on top of that mountain in this massive mansion that he has just for himself at all. I think he's doing fine. Yeah. And so as he's walking away laughing, the girls' mouths are like forced open by these exercise machine traps. Yeah. It's actually pretty fucking terrifying if this could happen. I hope this cannot happen.
Oh God. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Let's
And
not
so
go down that spiral.
And so the robot just like slowly is making its way in closer to them, getting ready to force feed them. But as per usual, the girls, they're able to break free from the exercise machines just in time. And they fight off the robot, kick it into that pool, which causes it to like short circuit and break down. And so then they're like, okay, cool, we're free. But they notice that Raymond and Robert, they're like still eating these bars, and they literally are like expanding to the point where the glass in their tank has now shattered because just like they have outgrown their tanks.
Oh God, okay.
And they're still eating the protein bars even after this. Thankfully, they're not violent right now. They're too focused on eating.
But if you take away the snacks, they're gonna get violent, girls. Oh no.
Maybe. So yeah, they're in a tight situation here.
Yeah.
Because Alex is like, okay, well, one, I don't want my new boyfriend exploding on me. Like, yuck. Ew. And two, we also don't want to get killed by them. Good point.
Yeah.
So Clover whips out the super sticky lip gloss, and she just like stealthily kind of like cartwheels over and smacks it on the boys' like lips or whatever, which keeps their mouths shut and forces them to stop eating the bars. Exactly. Okay. And it does give the girls a chance to escape. I guess at this point they're like too big to even move or something.
Yeah, to like try and fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the girls, they burst into Ulrich's lab or his little like warehouse room where he's, got all these bars like on conveyor belts being put into packages and like shipped off by all these drones and stuff, these super beefed up drones. And at first he's like mildly impressed by their strength and like the ability to escape his torture room. Essentially, like, wow, I'm impressed. But then he just calls on his backup to take care of the girls, which again are just all of those super like hulked out men who also, he says, received his protein bars in the mail.
So
they're violent and they're addicted to them. And he's like, they'll do anything I say as long as I give them more protein bars. So he's just like,
deep commentary.
It is. We got some red flags here about Ulrich. It's like, he's like this with these drones. Imagine how he is with women. Probably not great.
Imagine him running the state of California.
Oh, God. I don't want to. That state's already got enough problems. He would make them much worse. So the girls, they take these guys on one by one, but they're all so big that punching them is literally just like tickling these guys. They're just like laughing, and it's like little light taps essentially in comparison. And so really seeing no other way to fight them off, Alex, she's like, well, I guess you gotta like fight fire with fire.
Oh
She
no.
runs she runs
Alex.
over to a conveyor belt where we see these protein bars again, just like kind of moving down the
Girl,
line.
don't get high on your own supply.
Thankfully, it's not her supply, but
That's true. Oh no. So she's like free
you can
reign,
get high
baby.
on somebody else's supply, I guess. Just
And
be
she sure
careful.
does.
Because she takes a couple of those bars, eats a couple of them, so that she too can Hulk out and
Oh
fight
my
back
God.
against these guys. And yeah, these shits immediately take effect. Arnold, he like tries to stop her, like, no, 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 don't eat those, don't eat those. But it's too late. She's already
Oh
taken a few
no.
bites. She backhands this guy and it sends him flying across the
Oh
lab
shit.
into a bunch of like crates and boxes. And he's just like knocked out. Like he's out. And now she's ready to fight.
Oh my God.
The only thing is, though, that in her hulked out rage, she kind of forgets who she's supposed to be fighting.
Oh no.
And so she, like, for a brief second, starts attacking Sam and Clover. And, like, Ulrich kind of comes to, and he's, like, laughing, like, ha,
Yes.
nice. Now I've got, ha, yes, cat fight.
Cat fight.
He's like, now I've got another drone. So, you know, I've been meaning to diversify my
Out of
drones
bodybuilder
here.
only.
Yeah, I needed a woman of, you know, ethnic ambiguity. This helps.
She's the diversity hire.
Yes. Yeah.
For this mansion.
But thankfully, Sam is able to like stick one of those honing beacon band-aids on her back, and Clover hits her with the electroshock powder puffs.
Oh.
And the combination of these two things, I guess, kind of jolt Alex's memory back to normal.
Well, electroshock situation.
And yeah, and somehow it also allows them to like control what Alex is doing.
Oh.
I don't know. We're not the spies. ... We don't know how this technology works. So Clover is pretty much using her compact little thing to just like control Alex, almost like playing a video game, right? And so Alex then she beats the shit out of all of these little drones, these little workers that are, you know, all beefed up working for Ulrich. And then after she's done with them, she makes her way over to Ulrich/Arnold. And the two just get into this massive brawl. Like he is able to fight her back for a little bit, but eventually, like she straight up whoops his ass. Like she throws this dude around, like throwing him through like support beams and shit in the mansion.
Oh,
like yeah, structural integrity be damned, I guess.
Like the marble pillars, no less.
Ow, yes. And just like punching the shit out of him until he's just like begging, crying, asking them to make her stop, like looking at Clover, like, please make her stop. Please get her to stop. Please, my pretty face. My pretty face. Help me.
I'm supposed to be in movies now.
I can't run for governor with a face like this. And so soon after he has totally given up and given in, we see Whoop agents. They make their way to the mountaintop mansion. They arrest Arnold and they start confiscating all of his experiments.
There it is.
There it is.
Whoop, there it
is. Jerry was like, ooh, technology that allows people to Hulk out like on command, but like with the right, like we can reverse engineer it too, so that we can also remove the Hulk from them
and it makes
control
them blindly violent, both helpful for our missions and for hosting
world domination.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The rebellion.
Interesting. Girls, he like sends them an advertisement in the mail for this new gym that's opened up that we already established Woot built because they have a direct line of connection to Jerry's office. They also sent an ad to Raymond, who they knew was already a famous bodybuilder. He's like, oh, new gym, and there's going to be a competition at this gym. Awesome. But they made sure that he was there at the same time Alex was. And at that point, Jerry was like, yeah, I don't care which of the girls falls for him. Like one of them, well, he probably thought it was going to be Clover, but he's like, oh, Alex is his type. Okay, that works too. It doesn't really matter to me as long as one of them does. Like, he like gets Ulrich to like sneak these like chocolate bars all around the country, send them out for free. Yeah, it's a whole thing. We know that Jerry orchestrated this whole thing literally just to get the technology from Ulrich.
Yes.
Anyway.
And I think too, real quick, of like,
Yeah.
not only like getting the tech from him, but he like Jerry had like heard of this like new chemical compound, but like
Yeah.
needed to see it in field tests, which is why they just didn't immediately go to like Arnold's house and like confiscate it.
Yes.
He was like,
Yes.
intelligence says that he's about to start sending it to his competition. And like they've also been like taking over the Austrian press, being like, Arnold all washed up. So then he gets like angrier. So he like puts
exactly
it
about wanting to compete
finally,
again.
out in the field. And thus they
Exactly.
finally got their 2 field tests. And then he was like, all right, time to move in. It works.
Yeah. All right. We got it, guys.
Yeah.
Let's move in.
R&D
Wait,
is
are the girls still
expensive.
alive? Okay, they're still alive. Good. Let's move in.
Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, go.
So yes, after we see the Whoop agents confiscating this stuff, just literally loading it onto the jet,
Oh
we
my
then
God.
see Alex and the girls. Alex starts to freak out, normally though, not like in her Hulk way.
Okay.
She's like, oh my God, how, and also it's funny, like her voice gets really deep. She's like, how long are these effects going to be on my body? Like she starts talking like the Hulk.
Oh my God.
And yeah, so she's kind of freaking out, thinking like, oh my God, am I going to be big forever? How long until these protein bars wear off? And the other girls, Sam and Clover, are like, it's fine. Like, you look fine. You look great, girl. She's like, oh my God, she looks, well, whatever. She looks like She-Hulk, but not green. You look strong. And then Raymond walks up to her, and he's back to his normal self now. He's decreased in size, which makes me think that either Whoop already reverse engineered some solution or something, or that these things, if you quit cold turkey, these things pretty much send you get back to normal. Not, it doesn't take too long, because he ate a shit ton of them. So
I like to think that Whoop, because they had heard the rumor about the chemical compound, they were already working on the antidote.
They just needed that
used against
them. Yeah.
So then they just had
they
it
haven't
on
given
hand.
it to Alex yet.
Yeah.
And it turns out, so let me say first, I guess Raymond thanks Alex for saving him. Like, oh, Alex, thank you so much. I'm so glad you're able to save me. But like, I guess not questioning it at all, whether or not she's a spy and why she's even there, and
why
there's
all these government
agents and
people with guns.
He doesn't care about that, because turns out Raymond is actually a total asshole. And the only thing he's thinking of is like, oh shit, this girl's more ripped than I am. Like, sorry, Alex, but like, this just isn't going to work out between the two of us. Like, I can't date someone who's more ripped than me.
Or who's stronger than him.
Oh my God, how dare.
What
like,
a dick.
No way. Yeah, huge dick, huge douchebag. And again, I guess, so my theory before was like that these things just wore off and he was back to normal, because I'm like, dude, obviously this is a temporary side effect, you low confidence dumbass, like, you piece of shit, because you're back to normal. She's going to be back to normal too. She clearly wasn't that ripped when you saw her earlier today. So clearly she had one of these bars, you dumbo. But maybe, like you said, instead, I like your theory better, that Whoop already reverse engineered or thought of a way to like reverse this stuff. And they just haven't done it to her yet. So he's like, yeah, I don't know how long you're going to be like this.
Yeah,
so
sorry
like,
about it.
Sorry, like, you're way more in shape than I am. So like, we can't date anymore. And yeah, he just walks away after that. Like, doesn't even give her a chance to respond.
I like to think that either, yes, he's an asshole, or like the Whoop agents, before giving him the antidote, they were like, you will break up with Alex. She is a child and a very special agent. You will never talk to her again.
Which is hilarious, because they baited them to be together too. Like, the mission is over, so you need to stay the fuck away from her.
Now
you're we'll kill you. Yeah, Alex, you're way like, too ripped for me. Strong. You're too strong. He's like, sheds a slight tear as he says, yeah. And it's funny you say that too, because he does kind of just like slowly, with his head down, walk away back towards the jets, like without a word. So you can tell he like actually might be a little sad about it. Like, maybe his life was just threatened. But he wasn't even threatened. Like, he was threatened with a life prison sentence, or like, you're breaking the law. She's not actually 18. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah. They catfish him.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was a long con for him.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
Poor boy, but not actually. He's a man. He needs to find
Yeah, he
someone
needs
his
to get
own
his shit
age.
together.
Anyway, so yes, as Raymond's walking away, the anger from all of this almost causes Alex to hulk out again. She's like,
God.
"Are you serious?" But then Sam and Clover just like hold her back, like, it's okay, forget that dude. You're never gonna see him
Okay,
again.
good.
Like, you never gotta go back to the gym with the body like that. But they're also like fucking with her and like laughing at her as she's like freaking out. And that's the end.
Oh my God. Wow.
That is the end. And so let me, before I forget, I'll say the thumbnail that just like immediately grabbed my attention, where
Was
I was
it
like,
like
in addition to seeing
Alex?
that the episode, was the Incredible Bulk. It was a clip of Alex and Ulrich fighting where
Oh,
they're like, it's like that classic battle mode. Like if you look at posters for like MMA or like boxing matches where they're like this facing each other or like holding each other off, but she was as big and like jacked as him. So I was like,
so
what
you were like,
the
what
fuck? Doing this episode.
the
Yeah.
Wow. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you. And
Wow.
so, yeah, what a way, what a note to end. I wish it had as many twists and turns as your episode last
Dude,
week,
but
but
like Jerry for sure has been monitoring, or like Whoop agents have been monitoring like the Austrian and like German scientists who came up with this compound, and they were like, but how do we get our hands on it? They're not sharing
Mhm.
it. This is how.
I love how you said too, they've like already infiltrated the press there. They've got
Yeah.
like a new article every day. You see like paparazzis and helicopters flying over
Yeah, it's just like
Ulrich's mansion,
always
like
calling him weak
closing
and like
in.
washed
Yeah.
up. And
They've
then
like hired other bodybuilders to like shit on him. Like, if I was lifting back in the day, Ulrich would never be as famous as he is today. Just
I've
like
always
out
been
of their
stronger than
way to
him.
antagonize this guy.
The like number one, like the most recent like Mr. Universe is actually a Whoop agent, and like
Yeah.
they had him like put like a call out, be like, I bet like if Ulrich wanted to fight, I would fight him. Name the
Yeah.
time and place.
It's
And
like
so Ulrich's
literally
like,
Rocky Five.
yeah, exactly. And so he's like, I got to make my way back up to be Mr. Universe and like
Yeah. But I
outlift
gotta
him
get these
there.
other guys out first.
Yep. And so Jerry's just sitting
Mhm.
there.
Like, this is where
Yes.
Jerry's like, this is too easy.
These bodybuilders, easiest
Imagine how
targets
much
yet.
fun he has. Yeah.
I know. He just like sprinkled the dogs in for fun,
Yeah.
like the rabid dogs. He got bored, so he just
Exactly. He's like,
put some dogs
yeah,
in.
add some spice in there. Why not? We've got
Wow,
some trained
great
dogs that can act
job.
like that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and yeah, Jerry
Thank you.
absolutely got that tech now too. So
Faux show.
yes,
Faux show.
incredible. Wow, what an arc.
Thank you. What an arc. It's been fun. We've had a lot of fun with this one. Glad we dragged it on for a couple more
Me too. I'm
episodes
glad we
because
did these
we
last
had
two
some new
ones.
revelations about the show that, yeah, just make it that much more enjoyable and make
Yep.
me even more excited for when it comes back next year.
Uh-huh.
2020, or maybe who knows actually with the writer's strike and all that. But
true.
eventually it'll be here.
Yeah.
Maybe. Probably. We'll see.
Yeah.
Although this is kind of random, but I did see, at least as of our recording, the Cartoon Network and Adult Swim and like Warner Brothers animators also just filed to unionize too.
Oh, hell yeah.
So could be even longer. We'll see.
You know what?
But yes, good for
Union that
them.
shit
They
up.
should do it. Exactly. Everyone should be.
And if you
At
want
least have the opportunity to union, or to join a union or create a union, but that's another conversation for another day.
It's a different podcast, except for our episode where we talk about IATSE.
Exactly. Who is obviously in full support of the WGA and SAG after a strike right now.
Incredible.
I'm pretty sure we've talked about union stuff on other episodes too,
Yeah,
but
lot.
we're at the end of this episode, so we don't have time to talk about it now.
Sorry
Maybe
about
another day.
Yep.
Come back next week. Maybe we'll pick up from here. And to that end, Grace, who should they tell about this podcast between now and next week's episode?
I think you should tell a personal trainer at a gym. Yeah.
Nice.
They're hanging out in the gym all day. They don't got back-to-back clients all the time. They got time to spare. They got to listen to something while they work out themselves. Tell them to pop in the podcast.
Yeah, pump some iron to Saturday morning mysteries.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who else should they tell?
Tell Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's on Instagram, probably on Twitter too, Facebook, wherever.
He's around.
tag him, let
Yes.
him know that this cartoon, they based a character on him loosely. He looks nothing like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but like he didn't have to be Austrian.
Yeah.
There was no reason why he was from Austria
And be
besides
Mr. Universe in the 70s.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so,
they knew.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow, great. Well, great job.
Cool.
A great arc. And
it's been fun. I'll miss the girls. I'll miss the Totally Spies, but I'm very excited for spooky season. It's one of my favorite arcs that we do. Just 4 weeks of Halloween and horror, or I guess 5.
Yeah, sorry. 5 this year.
We have planned ahead.
Yes. So, all right. We'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Saturday Morning Mysteries.
If you enjoyed this episode, please share, rate, review, leave us a like, and drop a comment. We post episodes every Saturday and bonus tune tangents whenever we feel like it. So please subscribe so you don't miss the shenanigans.
And if you want to follow us on YouTube, click the bell under the YouTube subscribe button to receive notifications when new videos are posted.
And if you want to subscribe to the podcast, we have no idea what you're listening to us on, so just hit the big subscribe button on whatever app you're using. We believe in you.
Give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at SatmornMist, all the abreves, and let us know if you have any episode or show requests by emailing SaturdayMorningMysteries@gmail.com.
Thanks to Jenna Kendall for the logo design and to Ava Sakiki for the music used during this week's episode.
See y'all groovy kids next week on Saturday Morning Mysteries.